What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so now that we're on the live server, I thought I would test out Gwenom here again, because the only video I did on her earlier for the APK was when we had those broken cards equipped, so definitely a very disproportionate showcase of her actual true abilities. So I thought I would go over her here on the live server because I really like the uniform, and I just think, yeah, the uniform, the skills, and all of the aesthetics for this are just very, very cool. So I just really like Gwenom. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to pick up her uniform, because as you can see, I'm starting to get a little bit lower on the crystals. So that's why I think I am going to be skipping Venom's uniform, unless you guys really want me to pick up Venom's uniform and do a showcase on it. But you can always check out the video I did on the APK. It doesn't show off any of his damage, but it does kind of show off his survivability and give you some of my thoughts on what I think are the shortcomings of the uniform. Very similar to Scream and her 5th skill. That's one of the deal breakers for me. I really hate the 5th skill being rooted in place and having no tracking. I don't know why, it just annoys me a lot when I get my skills canceled out, or if I get rooted in place and I'm doing the skill animation and the boss just gets out of range and you still see your animation going off but no damage happening to the boss. So that just, you know, turns me off of the character. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not feeling too inclined to get Venom's uniform, just because I do not like the kind of hitboxes, tracking, and play style of his skills. But anyway, that's just me. So like I said, if there's enough interest in the comments below, I will pick up the uniform, but I think I'm just going to save these crystals for later on. Hopefully they don't run the game into the ground and I will have these crystals to spend on something later, but probably Miles Morales will get his uniform. But anyway, we're going to be looking at Spider-Gwen here with her Gwenom uniform. I don't think anything changed with the uniform. I didn't actually double check the skills here. Let me just do a real quick look. All of these look to be the same. Yeah, so it doesn't look like anything changed from the APK. I might be missing something, but it doesn't look like it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure everything's the same. So let's go over my build here on Gwenom. So we do have her just at level 60. I haven't realized her potential yet, and she is going to be a candidate, at least for me, to get to level 70, just because, like I mentioned earlier, I really like her skill animations. So I just have a fun time playing her. For her gears here, we just have all the gears at 20, no Urus equipped. We have the 3rd skill leveled up for the damage accumulation, which is still only 15%. I feel like I'm reading that wrong, but it's only 15%, so nothing too crazy. And it's for damage dealt. The 4th skill we have leveled up for that boost to all attack, all defense, and crit rate. And the 5th skill we have leveled up for that increased damage for 1 skill. It starts at 50%, goes up to 100% when you finish leveling up the skill. Yeah, so that's what she's looking like there. For the isolate set, we have overdrive on her. And then for the obelisk, I still have the old obelisk I had on her before getting this uniform, which is a guard break 140. I don't think she needs the guard break because she goes from iframe she goes from iframe to iframe on the main skills. So you do your 5th skill and then you proc on the 4th skill, and the 4th skill is an iframe and the 5th skill is an iframe. So she shouldn't have much issue in terms of guard break. But I could be wrong. I don't remember that being an issue on the APK either, and we were just using a CTP of energy then, and I never got guard broken. So yeah, I think you're safe to just do a standard obelisk and put whatever additional stats you want on there, whether it be crit damage, ignore dodge, or whatever you want to go with. As you saw, I did get her uniform to just rare, and I only had one of those 2 uniforms, so I got some extra physical attack there. So I think that covers everything. I will be putting a better obelisk on her at some point, just waiting to find out which one I feel like putting on her. I might just put a CTP of energy on her, to be honest here. Crit rate's really low. How much did she buff her crit rate by? 15%, so I need to work on her crit rate as well. But anyway, that's just my current build on her. So let's go ahead and hop into Warboss Ultimate, and then I can get an idea of what her actual damage is here on the live server. Alright, so here we are over at Proxima. We're on stage 50 here, which is generally the stage that I like to try out characters on, except for Scream, we went down to 49 because these blade twisters here can be very frustrating to deal with. For Gwenom here, they're not a huge issue, but they do seem to snare her, but she has healing, so she can at least self-sustain a little bit here if I can talk. And I'm using the same team with Gladiator and Shuri. We can use the same strikers here that I used earlier. So just basically random damage strikers, and then we have anti-venom in there to drop healing globs. Generally, the strikers I like to go with are similar to that, or if the character doesn't have all defense down, which in this case, Gwenom doesn't have all defense down, so you can definitely use an all defense down striker with her. She doesn't have any kind of crowd control either, so you can definitely use a mind control striker with her, and you'll be completely fine. But for some weird reason, maybe just in stage 50 here, because I haven't tried any higher stages, I was doing like the same amount of damage with regular strikers versus using a striker that has all defense down. So for some reason, that all defense down wasn't doing anything extra for Gwenom, and I have no idea why. So anyway, let's just show her off a little bit here. So we'll switch on over. I like to go into the 5th skill. We wait here for a little bit, and then boom, into the 4th skill, and that is where we will try to proc, but the obelisk definitely didn't want to proc there. And then I use 3, and then we can go into the 5th skill again, and 4. So those are basically the skills I use. As you can see, the damage is pretty good with her. Oh, I think I did the 5th skill just a little too early here. Oh, not quite. That was good. Yeah, so that long iframe on the 5th skill is actually pretty nice, and I accidentally used the 2nd skill there instead of the 3rd skill, so we took a little bit of damage. But as you could see, she was able to heal up just fine, and yeah, I really, really like the animations here. Her uniform is really cool. Come on, damage proc. Damage proc was a little late there. And this is where the blade twisters can kind of mess you up. Oh, she was able to still get into the 4th skill, because her 4th skill, she has like a, I don't know why did you just sprint over there for some reason. Her 4th skill has a slight wind up before she gets into the iframe, so sometimes you can get snared or stunned, but luckily she's got that 40% guaranteed dodge, and she has pretty high native dodge, so she has a very high chance of actually dodging the snare or the crowd control effect. Pick up those healing globs. Let's get into our 5th skill, and here we go. So yeah, as you can see, she does pretty nice damage as well. And let me just go ahead and switch over to the other set of strikers, just so I can show you. For some reason, the all defense down, where are you? All defense down, there we go. We got Nimrod here. Doesn't really seem to be affecting her damage too much. I'm not sure what's going on with that, because she doesn't have native all defense down on any of her skills. She gets it from her awakening skill. So if you do plan to awaken her, then you can take advantage of all defense down that she can apply. All right, let's see. Here we go. We're gonna have no all defense down here for this first skill, of course. We have a helicopter flying over, because why not? All right, so there you go. That had all defense down, and again, that looked very similar to the amount of damage I was doing before. Maybe I'm just not noticing, but it just seems like the damage is pretty much the same. Ooh, we need to get into that iframe here. There we go. Damage proc, please. Damage actually seems a little worse. For some reason, like, the hits aren't tracking very well right now. What is going on with my hits registration? But yeah, as you can see, she is safe to play, which is really cool, because not a lot of... Oh, we got snared there. Don't die after I say that you're safe to play. Which is really nice, because a lot of times speed characters are just very fragile, which again, well, I was going to say right there, I was going to say again, she is fragile if she actually gets hit, but she has that really high dodge and guaranteed dodge, and then that healing helps sustain her, because she generally will only take a hit here and there instead of getting multiple hits in a row. But apparently that was a very strong hit that she took there, and it just one-shot her, because what is she only has 32,000 HP, so not very much HP. But anyway, that's just going to be a kind of updated look at Gwenom here on the live server. We can go back over here and boop, bring her back up. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite characters of this update here. I just think she's really, really cool. I do think she is worth getting the uniform for if you want to use her, because she does have good damage. She's got good survivability. She is a speed villain, so you can definitely take advantage of that, because as you can see here, she is, super villain. You could take advantage of Scarlet Spider's passive if you want to go that route, so you get the ignore dodge and do Corvus a lot easier that way, so you don't have to put as many ignore dodge strikers in, so she could be really good Corvus clear. Yeah, so I'm going to work on her probably a little bit more, and I will do another video once I get her to level 70 and possibly awakened. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one here. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.